Welcome to episode 92 of the Drag Driver Pete Show presented by Summit Racing. Guys, Drag Driver Pete said we're your source of news and entertainment, the drag and drive community. And it is no more apparent than tonight on this show. We're talking about PRI 2024, second largest automotive trade show in the world. Talking about the second annual Drag and Drive Awards winners and some stories from that. And up first, really, I guess probably after some event stuff, is Matt Lane with Back to the Streets, and he's got a ton of updates to talk about on that event. So, Mr. Eric, we hit the intro video and let's kick this thing off.
Yeah, let's do it. We're gonna pack things up and hit the road and try to make it the next day.
All right. So I got Eric's note to me. Says, "Hey, dude, stop screaming into the mic." So let me know if that's any better. I'll adjust on it as we go throughout here throughout the night.
I think it sounds good.
All right, perfect. Well, guys, my name is Mike Narks. I'm the host of the Drag Driver Pete Show and the Drag Driver Pete News, and really live, breathe, sleep, eat everything drag and drive. And I love you guys. Just want to say that we're getting down to the end of the year, man. I'm thankful for this craziness. Mr. Eric White, my right hand man, introduce yourself. Tell them what you got going on, man.
I am Eric White, the co-host of both the show and the news. Right-hand man means pretty much anything drag, drive, repeat related, circuit related, helping other events with artwork, racer profile pictures, stuff like that. And lately, it's been a lot of photos. So just wrapped up Drag Week photos, and we'll talk a little bit about PRI photos, but those will start dropping tonight after the show.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. We're actually going to go through a few of those here on the show. And guys, I didn't even look at those. I didn't even peek at them. So you guys are going to see them at the same time I do. Well, guys, we can't do this without you guys. Our race car friends are, that you guys are what makes the world go round. That's for sure. We appreciate you guys and all you do. Please hit the share button as we get into this episode tonight. This is going to be a fun one. Again, we have the Great BX on. We have Matt Lang on. This is going to be fun. We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff. And of course, our sponsors got a chance to really talk to them at PRI. That was a lot of fun to catch up with all those folks. So, Summit Racing, thank you. Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Car Chains 3D, WAF Racing, who was in our booth with us. That was really cool to have Chris there. Performer Built Transmissions, Howard's Cam, Sweet Patina, J-Wire Solutions, Racing Junk, and Power Tube TV. You guys are all awesome. You make all of this stuff go around and all this world work. That's for sure. So thank you for the incredible year. All right. Summit Racing. I don't know if you know this, but their speed legacy began in 1968 as a one-man operation and is now the world's speed shop with 4 facilities and 200 plus catalog editions. Summit fuels your passion. They save you money and offer top-notch customer service on more than 1,500 brands. Make sure to download the Summit Racing mobile app for easy access to speed parts. You can find them on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, or you can tune into the On All Cylinders podcast for more automotive discussions like this. From humble origins to the social media lane, Summit Racing stands by your need for speed. They also stand by your need for shade with the new Drag Driver Pete hats. Do you like how I worked that in there?
Yeah, that was pretty slick. Almost
Yeah.
as slick as those hats.
I'm telling you, dude, $17. Man, listen, if
That's
I
the
don't
deal.
see some of them at Sick Week, I'm gonna be pissed. That's pretty cool, man. I want to say thanks to Summit for obviously helping us. Man, this is cool that they offer our products on their website and in their catalogs and all that kind of stuff. So again, when you're buying those parts, looking for that special part for that special person, jump on there, summitracing.com, drag drive repeat. You can jump on there. Hoodies. I thought I was wearing my hoodie tonight. I am not, but hoodies, t-shirts, and now shade bearing hats. So pretty cool, man. I want to say thanks to them for that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's talk about some Driven Racing Oil event updates.
All right. Driven Racing Oil is the performance engine oil that can do it all. GP1 is the ultimate oil for any race or performance application, whether launching hard at the drag strip, enduring the extreme heat of off road and circle track, or pushing limits in top fuel drag boats and demo derbies. Winning racers choose GP1. Compatible with engines from classic hot rods to cutting edge race machines, GP1's unique surface cling and high zinc formulation ensures superior wear protection, particularly for flat tappet camshafts, while solving issues like cylinder washout with methanol and ethanol fuels. Crafted from the legendary Bradford, Pennsylvania base oil, then enhanced with state of the art additive packages, GP1 offers the best in protection and performance. And you guys know drivenracingoil.com is the website, and you can follow them on social media, Driven Racing Oil, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube.
All the fun stuff. They were awesome to hang out with. We got to go to the dinner there on Friday night, I guess it was, and it's a great dinner. I want to say thanks to Driven, Bill, and the whole team over there. Got to hang out with everybody. It was really cool. Let's talk about some new events that are hitting the radar that we just saw over the weekend while we were at PRI. This is a brand new one. It's Buckeye Skips. I love the name. 3 days, 3 tracks. You cruise them, you race them. I love it, man. We got to talk to these folks. This is going to be at Kunal Motorsports Park outside Cleveland, Ohio. So another northeastern style event up there, October 16th through 18th. Then we've got King of the Open Road. This is a regional event, just so everybody knows. We're continuing to add these regional ones, and I love it. Next up is King of the Open Road. They released their dates they're moving to the fall event at Tulsa Raceway Park. I'm so excited to see that many cars come in. They do 200 cars as well. So now you have the circuit at Tulsa Raceway. You have Rocky Mountain Race Week at Tulsa Raceway Park, and you have King of the Open Road at Tulsa. I can't wait. This is going to be awesome. The whole community around Tulsa is just going to be exploding with street cars. It's going to be really, really fun. And that, dude, think about that. That's almost 1,000 entries. That is 1,000 entries for Tulsa Raceway Park for a drag and drive in 2025.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's insane. That's really cool. Hot Rod Drag Week dropped their dates and tracks. This was a big deal because we really were expecting this at PRI, and then the magazine was purchased, and you know how things go from there. So Hot Rod Drag Week is going to be September 14th, 19th at Michigan or Maryland International Raceway down to Numidia, and one of our sponsors is very close to Numidia and sent me a message today, and I got him in touch with Mike Galemi, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we're going to end up at their spot for one of the route stops, which would be really, really cool on Hot Rod Week. Then they're going to go to Cecil County and then Maple Grove. So it should be really, really fun. I'm excited about this. What's Jay saying here?
Just saying, hey guys, great week last week. Thanks for everything you do for the Drag and Drive community. So glad we can be a part of it. Jay Wire to the front.
I know that's right. I know that's right.
And then the last event that we're going to cover is Redwood Rally, and they announced their dates while they were in our booth live at PRI. So those dates again are September 22nd through 27th, and begins at Medford Drag Strip in Medford. What is that? Oregon.
Oregon. Yep. So that should be pretty fun. I appreciate them doing that and coming out for, allowing us to break that news. I mean, it wasn't us that broke it; they broke it in our booth. But it was really cool for them to wait and do that at PRI. And then what's really cool about it is we really thought it would kind of be ahead of Drag Week, and then Drag Week never did. So the only event that was announced at PRI, the only Drag and Drive event, was Redwood Rally. So that was really cool to be a part of that.
Yeah. Yep. So that'll be right directly after Hot Rod Drag Week.
Yeah.
So
Yes. So Drag Weekend's on the 19th. Are you
yep.
doing the math here? Redwood Rally starts on the 22nd. We
Yep.
know
So
a guy in a blue Volvo.
yeah, Maryland to Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
And what's that, 3 days?
Yeah. If anybody can do it, Jesse Fox is the man.
Yeah. That'll be wild.
Yeah. So if you're looking for someone to support for cross country drives, hit up Jesse Fox of 3G Video, because he's trying to talk me into riding with him, and I'm just not going to do it, man. That's just it's too far, because that means that I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. That would be a pretty crazy trip.
Have you done the mileage for that?
No, but it's got to be 2,800 or something like that. Pretty
Whew.
close. Yeah. Yeah. Are you looking it up?
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, if anybody can do it, I believe it's Jesse. He did a lot of that when the trifecta of Big Sky and Six Summer and Rocky Mountain were kind of all together this past year. So if anybody can do it, it's him. But man, that's a long way.
Yeah. All right. It
And then
looks like it is, wait for it, 2855. Like,
wow.
yeah, literally one side of the country to the other.
Yeah, it's literally that far.
Yeah.
That's what I told him. I said, "Man, you've really got to go at least start at the beach on the Atlantic, and then you'll end up by the coast in the Pacific doing that." So I don't know if I'm going to do that. Trevor Brandon here says short drive, 6 weeks, 5,500 kilometers for him.
Yeah. Just looking at the map here, obviously you start in Maryland. Depending on the route you take, you could maybe slice through West Virginia. You're going through Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, you're all of them.
yeah, yeah, you're gonna hit probably 10 plus different states going across there.
Oh man. Well, I just dropped the link to the event list 2025 in the chat there. And guys, I'm telling you, let me jump on here. I think we are close to 30 events already. So that puts us at 26 events known for 2025 already. And we don't have a lot of the stuff that's up there. Again, Buckeye Skips is going to be a new one. We have Wild West Dragon Drive that's new this year as well. We talked about a couple weeks ago, that's down in Texas. And I have a post that's going to go up in the morning at 10 that is going to kind of it's going to be really cool when you guys see it. If you guys will remember back in 22, I think I did a map. I did that again for 2025, and we're starting to see some clustery stuff, which is great for the folks on the eastern side of the country. Folks on the western side of the country, come on, man, get your ass in gear. Let's go. Let's host some events. Let's be promoters, and let's do this. All right, and then next up for our last bit of event stuff, guys, can you believe it? Next week is the last show of 2024, be episode 93. We've been talking about doing this for a long time, and we're just going to dive in and do this. So next Friday night, that's right, because we're not going to be live Wednesday because it's Christmas. Next Friday night, we're going to make a post in the Race Car Friends group, probably Monday or Tuesday, something like that, and we're inviting the general public to come in here and jump on with us. We can have up to, I think, 8 or 9 people on screen at one time. And we just really want stories. So we'll come up with 2 or 3 topics that will kind of fit in. Basically, I want to cycle through 50 people during this time. We're going to have some beers. We're going to bring people on. We're going to talk. We're going to tell some stories. We're going to we're not going to bring them on individually. We're going to have 4 or 5 people on at one time. So it's going to be a long, long format. 3 hours is kind of what I'm planning in my mind, because by the end of that, I won't need to be on live anymore. That's what I'm saying. So, just going to have fun before the end of the year, and all the stress of 2025 workload starts taking over. And so next Friday night, December 27th, 8 p.m. Eastern, just plan to be here. Look, make comments, hang out, put it on your TV, listen to stories from people from all over the country. I want recent stories. I think will be kind of the fun part, and then whatever we get into from there is going to be a blast. So this will be posted up Monday or Tuesday with comments and links and all that stuff. So yeah, Eric is not excited.
Yeah, it sounds chaotic, but it
Yeah,
sounds like it'd be a fun chaotic.
yeah, that's going to be an understatement of the week is chaotic. All right. Well, let's get to talk.
Yep, just catching up on some comments here.
Oh, gotcha. Yep.
Derek, good to see you both at PRI, Dragon Drive taking over. NHRA stock saying tied up tonight. Have to watch this tomorrow. Congrats to the Graviacs.
Yeah, I know we had to move it back one night, but it was really a cool story. Eric ended up getting to hang out with some VPs and big dogs at his work, so kind of a Christmas party there. So when got to have that happen, man. Can't skip that for Dragon Drive live stream. You got to get those promotions and do more with more. So, all right, let's talk about Molly Motorsports because we had a call with them today. Their new social media guy, primo dude. I like him a bunch. Love Eric Grillo. New guy's going to be great too. Hopefully that will give Eric more time to do Eric Grillo stuff. All right, I'll read this one here. Attention, high performance enthusiasts and racers. Meet the Molly Motorsport Power Pack Kit, your ultimate solution for power packed performance. The Power Pack pistons are made from either 4032 aluminum alloy to allow for tighter cylinder to wall clearances and improved temperature stability, or 2618 alloy to allow for increased detonation resistance. What sets Molly apart? Forged pistons, Grafal coating, and phosphate treatment for peak performance and durability. Elevate your ride with Molly Motorsport, where performance meets precision. Visit mollymotorsport.com. And for all the podcast listeners, Molly is spelled Mahle. All righty, let's bring on Mr. Matt Lang because I want to talk about this event. I went to Back to the Streets in 2023, and I'm going to tell you this thing was a blast. So, Mr. Matt, how are you this evening, sir?
Pretty good. How are you?
Man, I'm awesome. I can't believe we're at the end of 24. We're past PRI, and Christmas is next week, dude. Where did the time go?
Yep, time is flying. Yep.
That is for sure. Well, kind of introduce yourself. Tell everybody. I mean, everybody probably knows who you are from us talking about it, but who you are, where you're from, all that, and about Back to the Streets.
All right. So I'm Matt Lang, avid Dragon Drive racer, and now promoter of Back to the Streets. I'm building a C6 Corvette for 850 class. Brian, I'm coming for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I got a chance to attend this in 2023, and dude, it really changed. It's the first no prep Dragon Drive. The format then was like 3 days of racing, front side. We ended up going half track, and then back of the track with the small tire shootout mixed in there. It was one of the funnest events I had been on in 2023, and 2024 was great. You guys had even better racing, I think, just by looking at it from there and all the coverage that came from it. There's some changes coming for 2025. Kind of walk us through, explain to people how your format works first, though, because I think that's probably the biggest question in an elimination heads up style Dragon Drive. How do they stay in?
Yeah, exactly. So this is one of the only heads up style Dragon Drives. When you show up to the track, you chip draw. Whoever you pick, you got to race them heads up off the trailer. So whether it's off a flashlight start or a tree, you'll be racing right off the trailer, no test hits. It is the only no prep Dragon Drive in the country. Hope to keep it that way, but we'll see what happens. It's just a great time. So first day, you run heads up against the guy that you chip draw against. Winners will go into A bracket, losers go into B bracket for second round. So winners are racing winners, losers are racing losers. It's It's a great format. It works really well to test your abilities on all the different surfaces. So
Yeah. Do they any test passes or anything? I didn't think we did in 23.
0 test passes at this event.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep.
That's awesome. So as a guy like Frank who comes in, or Austin Sanchez, that car is so fast. Those guys, you really you have done a great job of bringing out a lot of those no prep guys to enjoy this. And so Austin, tell that story about Austin's car, because he drives like 12 miles or 18 miles or something like that.
Yeah, so Austin's got a 3rd gen Camaro that I actually helped tune on, and first year he showed up with a 3-gallon fuel cell and running on methanol. Didn't switch fuel for the entire event. So he drove 300 miles, pulled 150 gallons of methanol on his trailer, and just ran off of that the entire time.
Yeah, they had it down to where they could do it in like 8 minutes or something like that. Fill the tank in 8 minutes.
Yeah, he stopped every 13 miles.
Yeah, crazy. Wow. Yeah, that's wild. And so he came last year with a bigger cell, right? Like he had done a few more street things to it, kind of with this event in mind.
Yeah, he did. He did get a tune-up for E85 last year, or this year, I guess, and he got like 20 miles to the gallon to the tanks. Helped a little bit.
Man, that's crazy.
Drove through a monsoon. So.
Yeah, street cars, man.
Right.
That's what it's about. Well, let's flip through some of these things. So you kind of lay this out in what we're looking at here. I'm going to pull the.
Yeah. So this year, we decided to change up basically everything. We've had a great event in Michigan, and we just wanted to move it to a new area and change everything. So we're going to move to Indiana. First track's going to be host track, Muncie Dragway. From there, we're going to go to Mosier as a checkpoint. Bunker Hill will be the second track on Thursday. Cone is a checkpoint. We have Don Schumacher Racing as well as another checkpoint. And then the big track that we really are so excited to announce, Brown County Dragway. Nobody's ever raced there in a drag and drive format. It's going to be awesome. The biggest no prep track in the country.
Yes.
Will be hosting Back to the Streets 2025.
This is going to be wild. To me, this track, and I even told you in the beginning, dude, this is going to set this event off, because so many people want to go to Brown County, and now they have a great opportunity to not only drag and drive, but then, go heads up racing at Brown County.
Yep. And another change for this year will be racing under the lights. So racing at night, camping at the tracks, driving in the mornings, racing the next night.
Man, I love it. It gives an opportunity for a lot more spectators to come out. I think people are used to that. They're not necessarily used to coming to the track at 8 o'clock in the morning and everything being done by 3 o'clock. Right. So this is going to be really cool, especially when you roll into Brown County or Muncie or Bunker Hill. I mean, those are great tracks, but dude, good stuff right here.
So all front side this year will run off the tree. We've added 2 index classes, 650 and 750. The dates are going to be May 21st to the 24th. Sunday, we're adding a big end banger shootout. So Adam Hodson's going to host an awesome shootout on the backside of Muncie. It's going to be an awesome time.
Yeah, so none of these guys in the drag and drive are going to have any data for the backside for the big end banger when it comes down to Sunday. It's going to be perfect, dude.
Yep, and we're going to add in another probably 40 or 50 cars for the big end banger. So,
well, and I think that's what's really, really cool, because like when we went to I think you linked up with the Peso event, right? Is that
yep.
Yeah, Peso Productions or whatever, and so racers got a discount to get in the and stuff like that. So to see these cars, I think Matt Walter entered to go round against like dedicated race cars. Dude, you talk about some serious respect from the racers. They're like, oh my God, this guy I just got beat by a street car. Like a real street car just drove, 400 miles.
Stick shift street car.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so this will be really cool. And this is what, again, I love about seeing regional events take off, there's a lot of different ways we can do this drag and drive stuff, and I think this is a great way to do it. I mean, it's awesome. I love it.
Yep. So we're also changing the dates this year. We're going to run May 21st to the 24th.
Yeah, I think the dates are great. That's still going to be some amazing weather in Indiana, and man, that should make for some really, really fast
Yes.
racing for sure.
Yep.
And then love the route stops here. I've got those up on screen for folks that are listening on the podcast of this later. Jump over to YouTube, see all this stuff. Probably the best way to watch this. That or on Facebook. But the street drive's 300 miles. I think the loop you've got here is great. Turn by turn directions. I'm trying to read through here. Headlights, turn signals, horn, and trailer lights are a must. You know, it's regular drag and drive stuff here. And then classes here, you've got small tire, hard tire, which the hard tire class when I was there was awesome. I don't remember who was in the blue Colorado.
Ron Fensler.
Yeah, that thing got down. True street, stick shift, modern. What's modern mean? What's that?
So modern's 2004 and newer. It'll be on a street tire. Yeah, it's just more of the daily driver kind of newer Mustangs, Hellcats, Corvettes,
all-wheel drive pickups.
Sure.
Yeah, that's also
and then tire, but yes.
Right, and then 650 and 750 index, no prep, no test passes.
Yes.
How many passes are these guys gonna? Are we gonna do one round or two?
2 a day, and
oh man.
So we got 3 days, and then the 4th day we'll do the ladder to point out the winners.
Yeah, and I think last year you ran like, I don't know, people will run 3 or 4 times that day easily. So yeah, this is gonna be really fun. Entry looks like here $350 for all classes, includes event shirts for driver and co-pilot, vehicle decal pack, and entry into the track. So same that you get everywhere. And then you go into some detail here. I'm sure all this stuff can be found on the website or on the Facebook page too.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah. Give a shout out to those, and then we'll get back to work here.
So, and then the other thing I want to mention is this event promotes people staying at the tracks every night. Hotel beers are awesome, but camping beers are better.
Yeah.
So we love to just hang out at the track, party till 1 or 2 a.m., wake up, and do it all again.
Well, and the cool thing about track stuff, we're going to learn this year with the circuit because we're doing the same. Like, I think I had this conversation in Facebook earlier with somebody. How do people afford to do more, right? Man, camping is a great way to do that. You can spend $50 on a tent and a sleeping bag and make a weekend trip like this, and it'd be fine. Now I don't know if I want to camp every night for a week-long event, but dude, for a weekend, heck yeah, I'll spend 2 or 3 nights outside.
Yeah. Scott Story actually had a like $3,000 truck topper camper that was awesome. It was like better than the house.
Nice. Yeah, I need one of those. We've been looking at Eric and I talk about this all the time, but I need something that is cool enough that I can have a reason to drag it around the country. Yep. I don't know if I'll do a topper, but maybe like an old camper trailer. So I think that's the next evolution of drag and drive is the camper trailer set up for everybody.
Do you have registration dates set yet?
No, I think probably before the beginning of the year. So next week.
Nice. Perfect. Let's get on it, dude.
We're not messing around this year. We are.
Yeah. As soon as you lock that in or how to do it, man, let us know. We'll start putting it out there. So everybody, you heard it here. Back to the streets. The first and really only no prep drag and drive. That's the standard format where you're going to race for several days, dude. I really do love this heads up style setup that we're seeing from a lot of you, a lot of promoters that are out there.
Well, thank you, Mike and Eric. I really appreciate the time.
Yeah, dude. What's the website again?
www.backtothestreetsdnd.com.
Sweet. All right, man. We'll get that shared in the description and then here in the comments as well. All right, man. Thank you very much, dude. Appreciate you coming on tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All
right, man. We'll see you soon. Bye. Dude, I'm telling you, this event right here is a blast.
I've been to Muncie and Bunker Hill. Those are both cool tracks. I haven't been to the was it Brownsville?
Brown County. So
From
that's the one where they do like War in the Woods and all that stuff. Where all those folks, I mean, just got grass in the middle, and the lanes are like 12 feet wide or something goofy.
yeah,
So that ought to be pretty interesting. And for him to be racing at night, man, that's going to be awesome.
yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
I definitely would be interested in that one, and I think it's a time of year where I don't have a whole lot going on, so gonna have to
Yeah.
put that one on my list for sure.
Yeah, and I don't think that's too far from you. If Indy wasn't that far, if Indy was
No,
4 hours, this should be 3 or 4 or 5, something like that. So yeah,
yeah,
we got to figure out. This is definitely on my short list. I still hadn't made my 25 schedule, but this is definitely on my short list because I think going there and then them doing the big and banger, it's just really going to elevate the entire event.
yeah.
So that's pretty awesome. If you haven't done it yet, guys, go follow Back to the Streets. Go follow Matt Lang. Super cool stuff. All right, let's do it, man. Let's get rolling here on the next bit. Trying to stay on topic here and in order, man. We're trying to run through this, trying to give the Great BX enough time at the end. So J-Wire Solutions got a chance to hang out with Jay Blanchard and the lovely Ann and spend some time with them. J-Wire Solutions is your expert car and marine solutions you can trust. J-Wire Solutions can wire and plumb your hot rod, race car, your drag and drive car, anything you want. Plus, they offer products that make your driving experience even better, like the blinker module. I know we talk about this all the time, but listen, it's a must for all drag and drive cars. This module allows your rear turn signals to continue to function while the brake pedal is applied, just like the stock car does. It won't turn off your blinker whenever your brakes are on. That's the key thing right there. Get it? That's the key thing right there. Well, during the J-Wire Solutions segment this week, we are talking about the Drag and Drive Awards presented by Summit Racing. This was a blast, dude.
Yeah, look at them trophies.
I mean, listen, Travis Wise, revved up Laserworks, big boy stuff right there. It was really cool. Yeah, that one right there. It was really cool to see these in person. The belts were over the top, man. Listen, I'm telling you, he does all of our stuff already, but he's going to do all of our stuff for as long as he wants to. He just has an eye. I tell him, hey, this is kind of the budget we need to be in, and he makes it work. He probably doesn't make the money he needs to on us, but I think he enjoys it as much as anything. So
Yeah, those trophies were nice. They had some weight to them too, though.
hell yeah, they did. We had to carry those things from the parking garage all the way through. Man, even though they were in a rolly tote, we're building something new next year to carry that because it was like they're solid glass.
Yeah,
You know, as big as that picture is there on the screen, you guys can imagine the weight of that. I think it was like 80 or 90 pounds just in trophies. So
I
it
can
was
imagine.
yeah. Yeah. The Drag and Drive Awards started at 11, but dude, we had people in there at like 10:35 or something like that. As soon as we opened the door to start putting all of our stuff together, people were coming in and hanging out. So it was really cool. So a big shout out to Julie at PRI for getting us a great room. The location was awesome, and it was bigger than what we had last year, which is cool because that's what we needed. I would say more than 80, but not quite 100 people in there. I mean, it was pretty full. Obviously, we didn't put that many chairs in there. Standing room only. You guys can stand for an hour while we talk about drag and drive racers. So we'll probably continue to do that. We'll ease up in room size again next year. And then PRI was there. They sent a videographer, and he was running around the whole time taking videos of people. And we got a little bit of I'm not going to say interview, but a chance to kind of tell them what we were doing. So
Yep.
hopefully we make the cut eventually, and we'll have an awards ceremony video from PRI come out. So that was kind of cool. If you guys haven't seen it yet, we live streamed the entire event, and I'm taking those moments and I'm cutting them down. So each time somebody gets an award, I'm going to cut that down. It's going to be its own standalone video, which is much easier for someone to share than the full 50 minutes or whatever was the live stream feed. So Tommy at Summit spoke for a few minutes. That was kind of cool. He actually kind of got nerdy with some stats too. He was talking
Yep.
about 5,000 entries and 3,000 unique racers and stuff across all the events, which, if you think about it, is really big for all of us. That's the biggest year we've had ever. Obviously, it's more events than we've ever done, all that kind of stuff. But the counts there, when you start thinking about that many racers across the world coming in and doing this, man, it shows you just how much this has grown. And it really we're not mainstream yet. There's not a lot of large magazines that cover this type racing. We're going to see more of that in the future because we're going to shove it down their throat. But those guys they haven't seen how cool this is yet, but they're about to. I'm telling you, this year there were a lot of really neat drag and drive cars at PRI, and there's a lot of people taking notice. So why don't you run through here, kind of run us through the winners list, sir?
Yep. You gonna handle the photos?
I'll do it.
All right. So we awarded 3 Summit Racing ambassadors. So the Grabiacs were obviously the first one, which we'll have on here shortly. Jeff Oppenheim was our second one. And of course, third, we couldn't do it without our good buddy Rovic there.
Yep.
So
love that dude.
He was at events this year. I've seen him at probably at least 3 events, and one of them he wasn't even driving; he was just working the lane. So
yeah, drag week. It was pretty cool.
Yep. Next up, we had the Molly Toughest Roadside Repair, which went to Bob Grubber and the Mustang. They tore the heads apart in the Motion Raceworks parking lot, and then went on, what was it, like 42 hours without sleep or something like that, they said. Yep. And ended up winning the stick shift class at Sick Summer.
Yeah, 2 race days with no sleep.
Yeah. Crazy. Next up was our Road King. That was Mr. Rich Guido with 24,000 miles for the year.
Insane, dude. Insane. Like 6 or 7 events or something like that. Crazy that he drove his car to. I mean, I don't know how Rich isn't going to get Road King every year. Rovic got it in 2023. Rich got it this year. I mean, like, these guys, I don't know how people on the East Coast, you have no chance. You can't do 24,000 miles.
Right. Yeah. Unless you're going to, Redwood Rally would still, and that still wouldn't get you. You'd have to do that like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah. You need to drive to Redwood. You need to drive back home. Then you drive back to like Olympic, and then you drive home, and then Miles of Mayhem or something like that.
Yeah. All right. Next up was our bump spot for number 100. So this was Joe Peretti at Midwest Drags with an 8.858 ET average. So that is what our top 100 ended at, is an 8.8. I think we looked last year. Was it in the 8s last year, or was it right at 9?
Actually, let me jump over to dragdriverpete.com and the historical fastest 100. The number 100 spot last year was 8.67 from a drag challenge racer in Australia. So we've kind of been getting quicker. This year it slipped just a little bit with an 8.8. But how about this? How about we go back, let's say, to 2019. 2019, the number 100
probably 9.2.
10.1.
10.1.
Yeah. So it's dropping a lot.
Yeah. But that's crazy to think that there was 100 8-second cars.
Yeah. Unique racers. So that's the key here, is like Bryant Goldstone would have been on that list 4 times, but we take your fastest ET average to make up 1 spot. So this is the fastest 100 racers, not fastest 100 event finishes. So
right.
That's a pretty big deal when you start looking at it. I need to figure out how many it actually takes to get there, because we have a lot of really fast cars doing more than 1 event.
Yeah. All right, then we're moving on to our quickest regional quarter-mile event. This was Jeremy Canis at an 81C10 at One Guy's Garage Drag Weekend, which is an event local here to me. That was an 8.232 average.
Yeah, this truck gets down, dude. 8.2s out of a brick.
Yeah.
This truck is rowdy. I can't imagine this thing.
Yeah, definitely. I like that. That's my style truck right there.
For sure.
And then the quickest regional 8th mile event was Steve Morris in the Boostmaster wagon with a 4.787 average.
Yep. So, and again, these are 8th mile only classes or 8th mile only events.
Yep.
So
we already know.
Yeah, nobody collects the 8th mile of a quarter mile pass. It's only the quarter mile. So.
Yeah. And we know the Boostmaster wagon's already quick, so there's no surprise there.
Yeah. Yep. But made it through the weekend, quickest of the year, and there were 15 regional events throughout the year. Now, some of those are heads up style like Matt's, where we don't count, they don't have an ET average at those. And so we don't track those. But in the ones that are in our traditional format, Steve was the fastest one.
Yep. And then we go to our quickest 3 national quarter mile events. Number 3 being Stefan Gustafson with a 6.7454 at Sick Week in the Bitter Tears Corvette, which is no longer going to be running. He's got that new car he's building.
Yep. So he said that I asked if he wanted me to ship him the trophy, and he said, no, I'll pick it up in the Bitter Tears Camaro. So that car is being tested right now. I'm really hoping they're going to test at Bradenton the week before with US Street Nats, so I can be there for that as well.
Oh, that'd be cool. Second for this was Bryant Goldstone with a 6.5194, also at Sick Week. And then he would have been number 3 and number 4 quickest if we weren't doing the unique racers. So number 3 he would have had with a 6.605 at Six Summer, and then fourth would have been 6.67 at Hot Rod Drag Week.
Yeah, pretty awesome.
Yep. And then our number 1 here was Brett LaSala with a 6.3402, once again at Sick Week. So our top 3 all happened at Sick Week.
Yeah.
And then quickest 3 national 8th mile, we've got Sheldon Root with a 4.758 average at Sick Week. Number 2, Matt Moore with a 4.687 average at Sick Week. And number 1, Shane Props with a 4.613 average at Redwood Rally, who was at our booth during the announcement of the dates for 2025.
Yeah, and they're putting his car on the shirt, which is really cool. And they were working with a pushrod company to try and get his pushrod situation figured out.
Yep. And then we've got the quickest overall 235 8th mile national. Matt Moore pretty much got to go stand for a second and then came right back up to get a second award here. Rowdy Radial at Sick Week 2024 with a 4.687 average.
Yep.
And then quickest female for this year was Alex Taylor. 6-second averages at Hot Rod Drag Week.
Yeah,
I don't have any more.
And I think Sick Week as well. She's one of 3 racers to run a 6 every day throughout the year.
Yeah.
Brett LaSala, Bryant Goldstone, and Alex Taylor. Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
They put it down for sure. Hang on. I want to answer something. Trevor Brandon asked for any point changes. I posted those up today. The only change really that came to points is the for 10-0 points champion, which we'll talk about here in a second. Nothing under 10.00 is going to count. So if you run faster than a 10.0, it will not count towards your 10.0 championship. So that's really the only change. The point system worked out, which we're going to talk about here in just a second.
Yep. All right. So then we went on to our first ever 10.0 plus points champion, and this was Rick Dorn with a S550 Mustang.
Yeah, he did a great job, man. He raced a bunch. He was telling us stories about how he had been to a bunch of events and stuff like that. And what is going to be interesting, we say 10.0 champion, but it's really like you worded it, it's 10.0 plus. This can actually be won by anyone with an average slower than 10.000.
Yes.
So if racers do well at Rocky Mountain in the future and their index classes, they could go to Midwest Drags and have a good run at an index class. They could do well in DYO at any of the sick events. They could do well at Drag Week, with the SME stuff. So this is going to be, to me, this is going to be the tightest championship in the future, simply because you have to win classes to
Right.
do this. You're also going to have to do 3 events to win this, because that's what it took. So Rick won this. If he had not done 3 events, he wouldn't have won it. So
Yep.
he took second at one event, and then one of the rule changes I just thought about. So he got a point because we allowed any 8th mile class that you ran a 6 anything in, you got 1 extra point, because that would put you technically less than a 10-0. For 2025 rules, you'll need to get anything quicker than 6:49 or faster to earn the extra point. But at that point, it will not be eligible for the 10-0 championship points belt. It's going to make it even harder on me throughout the year, but it's going to be worth it, because we want a person that is 10-0 or slower to win this championship belt. So congratulations to Rick Dorn. You'll never take anything away from being the first one.
Yep. And then our 850 to 999 points champion. Again, first ever time we're awarding this. Randy Seward with his Fox Body Mustang there.
Yeah, this was exciting to watch. 109 points for Randy throughout the year, and this was our goal the entire time, was to figure out and make the points amounts to be good enough to where an 8-second car or an 850 limited car could almost win it. So if somebody in a faster car made a mistake, this car, somebody in this range could win it. They could be there. They could have just be waiting for them to make a mistake. Randy did that. He proved it. The crazy part is he won every event he went to. He reset records. I mean, it was awesome to watch this go down. 109 points for him for this year.
Yeah, he did everything he could.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, you want to run us through the top 3?
Yeah, definitely. So top 3 for points champions. Again, big shout out to our boys, Brian Acton and Jay Blanchard. 105 points for the year. Crazy. They actually tied with Walter Doyle, but because they had a faster ET average across their 3 events, they win the top 3, the 3rd place in the Drag and Drive Champion Point Series. Randy Seward again takes 2nd place. Randy Seward takes 2nd place with his 109 points. And the man that cannot be beat, Mr. Bryant Goldstone, just dominated for the 2nd year. 2-time Drag and Drive World Champion. This is crazy, the run he made this year. 4 events, winning every class he entered. 6s. He was the only racer to do 2 events in the 6s. 19 days of racing, and he turned in 6-second time slips on 17 of them. Like,
Right.
the man is bad, and built a brand new car during this time as well. So I cannot wait to see this new car. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Crazy. Like,
yeah,
I've said it before, like you don't go from a 640s car and build this level of car not to go 5 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, that's 100% his goal with this, is to be out in front again. I think what we've seen this year is allowed Bryant Goldstone to be what he's wanted for a long time, just a badass. I mean, it's really cool to have seen him kind of come out of his shell a little bit. We've given him a lot of time to talk and be in front of the camera, which I think has been fun for him. He's enjoyed it a lot. And the Javelin is not getting retired. The Javelin will be ready to go at any time he wants it to. He's actually taking both cars down to Sick Week. He's doing testing in the new car, and if it doesn't work out the way he wants, then he's going to jump in the Javelin and go back out and go for another win.
Yeah.
So
It'll be
I think
interesting
we're going
to see who can compete with him for the world champion.
Yeah, the really cool thing is, like, the only rule change we made for points going into 24, the only points change is that we have provided a 5-second average ET, which obviously has never been done. We've had one person ever run the time, but you'll earn 8 points. That's double what it is for a 6-second average. So 4 points for a 6-second average, 8 points for the first ever 5-second average, or if you race an 8th mile event and are quicker than a 410. But that's kind of a two-edged sword there because you can only use one eighth mile event for your points. So
Right.
don't hang your hat on that you're going to win it. But in 2023, when we kicked this off, we saw like Bryant Goldstone, Ryan Hargett, they had to do well at Southeast Street Meet, which is an eighth mile event to get their championship to be in the top runnings. So are we going to see that again? Will it come down to Southeast Street Meet and somebody looking for that low 4 second, high 3 second ET average to make their championship win?
Yeah.
Man, I love it. That's this is where I get a little bit nerdy.
Yeah. Ryan and Bryant battling it out at Southeast Street Meet.
Yeah, yeah, that was pretty awesome. Yeah, because there's a ton of new cars that are coming. We're going to talk about that probably next week. There's just so many cars. We're going to talk about a few of them here in the WAF Racing segment, but so many new cars that were at PRI that are being built for Drag and Drive and all that stuff. So pretty intense. Well, if you don't mind, I'll thank our race car friends for being here and want to say thanks, guys. Hit the share button. The Gravy X will be on here in probably about 15 minutes. So we'll keep you guys updated on that. We've got another segment to run through here, which is our PRI recap. So, guys, we can't do it without you. I don't know. I mean, I say it every time. I say it all the time. Our race car friends are the best thing about Drag and Drive. It's the best thing about doing this. We love you guys. Please hit the share button as you jump in here and get to watching this. And then, of course, our sponsors. They make the travel, the equipment, the late nights. They make all that worth it and worthwhile and work, right? So Summit Racing, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Car Chains 3D, WAF Racing, Performa Built Transmissions, Howard's Cams, Sweet Patina, Racing Junk Classifieds, and Power Tube. Love you guys. It was great to see everybody at PRI too. It's kind of cool to get just a few minutes to hang out with each of them. We don't typically get to do that when we're at an event. So.
Yeah. And a few minutes is about what we got.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think I passed the Molly booth trying to talk to Eric Grillo about 8 times. That dude was busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And guys, the gentleman's agreement is simply this: we love what we do, but it takes a shitload of time and effort, and it's a lot of work, but we love it. And so we're going to keep doing that. But what we need you to do as part of your gentleman's agreement is to just hit the follow or subscribe button. Wherever you're watching this or listening to it, hit that. Listen, we're not asking for much. That's it. Just hit that button right there where you're seeing this at and do that for us. We'll keep working hard over here. You keep doing that stuff over there, and we'll keep moving on. And then PowerTube TV, got to hang out with those guys, like a 2-hour live stream on Saturday morning at PRI. Man, I got to interview a lot of new shows that are coming out on their app. And again, it's a great creator area. We're in the content creator development program. So essentially we get to lean on Ray and Brian's years and years of knowledge and grow our stuff on this side with that knowledge, but also they provide a content outlet for fans of ours and new fans for them to find us. We actually play replays of this show on that every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. And then a lot of exclusive content is going to be coming in 25. We gave them a few things in 2024. 2025 is a whole different level. We're excited to provide stuff for them over there and continue to help that brand and app. He called it something. It's free with advertising, streaming television, or something like that.
It was the acronym was FAST. Remember that?
Yeah, I don't know. It was something like that. So again, it's a free app. It's like Hulu or Netflix or anything like that, but it's car stuff all the time, all day, every day, 6 or 7 different channels on there. They have a podcast, they have a build, they have news, they have all kinds of different stuff. So anyway, check it out. PowerTube TV. You can find it at watchpttv.com or just search PowerTube on your app store. All righty. I'll lead us into the WAF racing stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Are you part of the Drag and Drive community and looking for high quality, custom automotive tools designed specifically for your needs? Look no further than WAF Racing. At WAF Racing, they specialize in designing and manufacturing top tier automotive tools that are made to withstand the rigors of drag racing and long distance driving events. Whether you're fine tuning your ride, making repairs on the fly, or looking for that perfect custom tool to make your life easier, they've got you covered. With cutting-edge design, tools, and robust manufacturing, products are precision engineered to meet your needs. From carburetor toolkits and top hats to spark plug storage containers, every piece WAF creates is designed with the racer in mind. Need something custom just for you? They can do that too. Take your racing experience to the next level with WAF Racing, custom, reliable, and built to perform just like you. Visit them today at waf-racing.com or find them on social media and get the tools that will save you time at the track.
Yes. Well, we're going to talk about PRI. This is going to be our PRI recap. And couldn't have better timing here. Mr. Steve Hafner coming here saying, "Sup, y'all?" Bruh, his car, primo stuff.
Yes.
Primo cannot it, man. Definitely. I just want to run through the recap real quick. I want to give a big shout out to Eric White. First of all, dude worked his ass off. Pictures, photos, 20,000 steps a day. Thank you so much for being the RHM here, dude. You can't do it without you.
Yeah, you were in bed while I was still editing photos. Just
Yes,
every night.
100%. 100%. I want to give a big shout out. I want to say thank you to Stephen Narks, my brother, drove us up there, handled everything. We could leave him we left him in the Drag and Drive Awards room. We left him at the booth all the time. He kind of became our operator in that situation. I want to give a shout out to Travis Wise. Thank you for coming in, Nico, or Travis Wise for coming in, also working the booth, but also the badass trophies, dude. It was so cool to see those, just see his brain work. The belt's 150 individual pieces. It took him a week to put together. Y'all, I want you to understand how insanely awesome that was. Nico, thank you for coming in, buddy. I know you burned some vacation time, come in, hung out. Thank you so much to Nico. Thank you to Chris Wozniak of WAF Racing. He came in, he covered the booth several different times. A lot of times it probably helped him because he was talking to people that were coming by, talking about his product. So it was really cool to have him there. Really appreciate that. Lauren Narks, thank you for covering. So thank you for hanging out with us. Richard, you're the man. Love you, dude. The photos that are coming from him, drone stuff that's coming from him is super cool. Colt Beck, thanks for watching the booth while we were at the Drag and Drive Awards. And man, listen, you and I walked and walked and walked a lot while we were there. We would come back a lot of times. Another big shout out to Robert Voss, Camp Counselor Bob, over there singing our praises at booths across the floor. Introduced us to a potential new sponsor. We'll say thank you to him. Just provided tons of fun, man. We really had a great time with him all weekend. And then Alex and Holly Rops, my new people, love you guys. Thank you so much again for just coming, hanging out, and spending time with us during that whole, I don't know, time that we were there.
Yeah, and we ended up with a dang good dinner last night. So
man, it was pretty cool. I tell you, the Brazilian steakhouse was worth it. It was worth it. And thanks to Travis Wise, he bought our dinner. How cool was it?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Before we kick off this, I want to say something to Trevor Brandon here. Says, glad you guys were online a bunch at PRI. Sad to miss out. Man, once we got done, you and I even talked about this, dude. I feel like we didn't do as many live streams as we needed to. So there's a lot of stuff in the works. We are talking about doing a bigger booth next year and including some of our I'm not going to say smaller sponsors, but small business sponsors to give them an opportunity, a spot to hang out and maybe display some of their products and things like that. But the whole plan behind going from a 10 by 10 to something like a 10 by 30 is to incorporate a lot more live streaming, a lot more. We'll just turn the camera on and be on for 2 hours. And then when somebody walks by that we know, we'll wave them in and we'll sit down. It'll give us a chance for an area to sit down, an area to do interviews and things like that. That's kind of my plan or our plan for 2025.
Yeah, I think rather than having us running out to everybody to do interviews, we can, if we've got a bigger area, we put a couch or a couple director chairs in the corner of the booth with the camera set up. Then we can just schedule time at our booth to have people come, and that will save us from having to leave the booth all the time. We'll still have to do that, but I think we could reduce that by having kind of a corner set up of a bigger booth just for the live streaming.
Well, and I know that a lot of our booth neighbors enjoyed us having people out in the aisle and kind of spread out everywhere. There's several photos where we were really just, I mean, that people were 20 people there at one time. But if we can kind of eliminate some of that and help with the flow through there, it would be great.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
let's talk about some of our favorite cars.
Oh,
Why don't you give us a few of what you saw that were your favorite?
well, I'll tell you this one right here, the Ryan Hargett's car. I mean, top shelf. Appreciate them and AFCO letting us do the reveal in their booth. That was really cool. This car here is going to be bad to the bone. Like
Mhm.
he's coming out swinging. This is a big tire Coyote twin turbo 70 or 72 Camaro that was built around a nitrous big block back when him and his dad were racing together. So this car has a lot of sentimental value to him, and Ryan doesn't play. This car is one of my favorites. This car, dude, I can't get this car out of my mind. I don't know what it is about this, be the color or something like that. This car was over the top for me. It had like the turbos were offset to the left. That really drew me in first. A lot of times you see that you end up with like a 2JZ or something. This was small block Ford. And I was talking to some of the builders. It's like a $40,000 sequential shift transmission. This car's built for road race, even though it looks like it's on a set of drag radials and some bead locks, which it was, but they did that just to get to the shows.
Yeah.
Slam in. Mm,
Bipolar performance.
yeah, it was amazing. Beautiful car. Um, so you've got Beater Bomb and one of the other cars here. That was cool. And did you see the Beater Bomb post about people climbing underneath that car?
I did.
Love that, dude. That was so funny. This car was another one of my top ones, and then but I'll run through my list. So Steve Hafner's G body. Do you have a photo of that in here by chance?
I don't think so.
Okay, that car, the silver, it's silver outside, like a tan brown engine. Wow, man, just really caught my eyes. It was in the Hammer fabrication booth. That was really cool. The green Pro Mod Barracuda there on the right. That was another top car. You don't typically see those. Looks really amazing. That was in the Larry Jeffers booth. And then the Fairlane that Brian Moody is debuting this year. Wow, son, that
Yeah.
car engine built by Ace Racing Engine, Stefan Rossi out there, and then the car put together by Larry Jeffers. It's a car that he had owned for a long time. I mean, it had my heart, man. It was cool. They had welded up. It was a single turbo for a long time, and they had welded up they had welded up the hole in the side. Like even just that shot to me was awesome. So
Yeah.
run through kind of what was your stuff.
Yep. So there was the GTR powered Fox body that was definitely unique. That caught my eye. If you haven't seen that, it's the GTR power plant stuffed into a Fox body. Uh, Dennis Taylor's COE, which we had a picture of in here.
Mm.
That thing, it just sits right.
Did you see the link bars on this thing?
Yeah,
I'm
they're like a
telling you,
mile long.
I'm gonna ask Dennis after the show, but dude, I think they're 8 feet.
Yeah,
Crazy. And at one point, like you can't see it here, but you couldn't slide a piece of paper underneath that tire. That's how well they had shaped that cutout.
yeah, yep. Beater Bomb was another one. Obviously, that one's just pretty. It's pretty unique, so it's well known over the internet. And like you said, the pictures of people crawling underneath of it trying to get a sneak peek was definitely pretty funny.
Yeah.
And then the blown lowrider. I don't have a picture of that one.
Mm.
That one was cool. The gold leaf done. The custom motion raceworks shifter with the same gold leaf. I was sad that we didn't watch that leave. I don't know when it left, but I definitely seen a video on his channel when he was leaving. Uh, it just looked so cool. Up on three wheels, big top hat
Yeah.
blower sticking out of it. It was definitely cool, and I could go on and on. There was tons of cool cars, but just to throw a couple of them out there that were some of my favorites.
Yeah. And I see you had the note there, the GTR powered Fox body. Dude, I had that on my list as well. Like there were a lot of really, really cool cars at PRI.
Yeah, this Chevy 2 was another one that was great looking.
And then the new wrap for Felicia.
Yeah.
Son.
This was one of my favorite photos that I took from the weekend.
Yeah. And then when does we'll finish this and then we'll talk about when the photo albums drop.
Yep. So I think that was just about it for the photos that we had in here. Just to show, we wanted to drop a couple of photos. Actually, I did have a photo. There's the GTR Fox body. Like, that's not a swap that you see every day.
Right.
Yeah. Justin here. Oh, go ahead.
Yep.
Yeah, the lowrider was 10 out of 10. So much talent at the show this year. Yeah. That was super cool. And of course, this thing, I don't even know what it was. I don't even know that I saw it in the show. If I did, I don't remember passing by it. But again, we were running around so much that I don't remember. But this thing leaving the show was super cool. It come out, cammed out like it was barely running, and then does a big old, I say big old, but it did a burnout, and then diesel smoke up there and melted the light fixture that was under the bridge and everything. It was pretty wicked.
And the way that smoke cloud like hung right there, dude, I can't wait to see some photographer folks with the shots of that. Wow. And the backs were retreads or whatever that were slicks. That was pretty cool.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty neat. We've got, man, so much content of reels. That's probably your right hand right there in that photo.
No, it's not mine.
Oh, because you're taking the picture. Duh.
Yeah. Actually, I was recording, but it would have been the other way. It was my phone was in my left hand, camera was in my right hand.
Yep. Yeah,
so,
the life of a content creator.
Yeah, so for this photo to turn out as good as it did, one hand shooting while recording with the other, I was pretty happy with.
Yeah, we got to get you a shoe mount for the top of that camera for the phone, so that everything that your phone sees, your camera gets. That'd be cool. Yeah,
Yep.
That truck was pretty neat. A huge compound turbo setup. Like, I think the small compounds on that were like bigger than anything you'd run in a regular, like a regular truck diesel. So,
yeah. Well, that's the last photo that I've got in there.
Yeah, that was, man, it was great. 70,000 steps, I think, is what I took during the 4 days we were there. So
yeah, my feet say that sounds about right.
yeah, it was more than I wanted. And we didn't ride scooters this year because it was so cold. And we tried to ride scooters one morning to meet a sponsor, and we made it 2 blocks before they kicked off because I hadn't updated my thing. But I don't know if I could have rode them much further, man, to be honest.
Yeah, and mine I think was so cold that it didn't want to go. Like, I was hitting the lever and the thing just wasn't going, and I was dying trying to kick that thing just to keep up with you.
Oh yeah, that's no fun. All right, well, PRI again, cannot tell you. You got to go. It's $40 a year to sign up for a PRI membership. Just do it. It helps. I'm sure they help some way in the whole community thing. I don't know. They've been fighting the EPA for 15 years, but $40. Come see us, man. We're gonna have a booth next year. I'm almost certain of it. Now, whether it'll be a 10 by 30 or 10 by 50, I don't know yet. We're gonna work through some of that over the next few weeks or next few months. So we'll know more about that coming up. Tell us when these albums are going to drop and how you're going to do it.
Yep, I'll probably drop some after the show. Day 0 was already posted. That was the pro mod at Larry Jeffers and Ryan Hargett's car. Day 1, there's about 130 photos in there, so I'll break that up a little bit. Day 2, I only got about 30 photos, and day 3, we've got about 50 photos. So those ones I'll probably drop as individual days. So here over the next couple days, I'll start slowly dropping them. Nice.
That's awesome. Well, again, big shout out to WAF Racing for spending time with us in the booth. Appreciate him coming and hanging out, and we look forward to crazy 2025.
Like this show? Want more? Then head to WatchPTTV.com, the new 100% free PowerTube TV streaming network. Home of the best classic and new motorsports racing and build shows on the web.